So to add the fillets, we come up here to our fillet command. Okay. It's already set the radius of the fillets to 2 millimeters. Is that what we want? Take a look at the drawing. Is a fillet of 2 millimeters what it's asking for? Do you see on the drawing where it says, it's pointing to one of the fillets and it says R2.00 and then TYP next to it? That means typical. It means all fillets on this drawing are 2 millimeter radius, which it's already set to. So now we need to select everything that we want filleted. Remember we had the opportunity to select loops and features? So I'm going to select feature. If I select the inside of that box, look at what it's doing. It's highlighting everything but keeping this top rim dashed, which means it won't fillet that, which is what we want, right? We want to leave that top surface unfilleted, so that works out nicely. We'll select that, and it's going to fillet everything inside there. Now what if we select the outside of the box? Unfortunately, selecting the outside of the box is not going to work because the top edge right here is not dashed, is it? So that means it will end up filleting the edges if I select that as a feature. So I've got to back up, and I'm going to select loop so that I can at least get this whole top surface right here all in one click. Okay, so I've got that loop. But now don't I have all these vertical edges that I need to fillet as well? So that I'm going to have to go to edge. So to do that, I'm going to select edge, 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 edge here, and then edge here. We've got 1, 2, 3 edges there. What's nice is it sees through, so I can go 1, 2, 3 edges down there. Now that I've got all my sides selected, I'm going to hit apply. Okay. And for some reason, it is not wanting to do specific fillets. The issue is these pieces here. Okay. The reason it can't do a 2 millimeter fillet is because if I have a 2 millimeter fillet here and then a 2 millimeter fillet in this crevice here, well, what's the length of that wall right there? Isn't it 3? Well, if I have a 2 and a 2, doesn't that equal 4? There's not enough space for it to do that, is there? Okay. So what we want to do is we want to remove some edges. Okay. It's not letting us just remove the edges. So we hit apply, cancel. Okay, so we're going to have to, unfortunately, start from the beginning. Good learning lesson, though, in that dimensions matter when you're filleting. Okay, there's some edges that you can't fillet. Okay, so I'm going to go back to features, select everything on the inside. I'm going to go back to loop, and I'm going to select everything on the top here. And then I'm going to select edge, but I'm not going to do those inner edges, am I? Okay, I'm going to do this edge and that edge. I'm going to do this edge and this edge. Do this edge and that edge. I'm going to come in here and do this edge and that edge. I'm going to leave those center edges alone. So now when I apply, it's going to blend everything together really nicely. And everything is filleted the way it's filleted in our drawing. Notice those are hard corners there. They're not filleted back because our dimensions did not allow it. Okay. Oh, yes, we do. So we can add more fillets on those. We can come there, 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 and there, and then the inside feature. So let's apply. It is trying to do the same thing on the inside, isn't it? Okay. So in filleting that inside, unfortunately, we have that same issue. So we can't do whole feature. we can do loop around the bottom, and then we have to select edges. Okay, we can fillet. It looks like here and here, here and here, here and there, and then these two vertical pieces, and then we need our corners there, 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 and there. Now we're going to apply, and it should successfully apply all of it, and we're where we want to be. Very good. These, we're going to leave those undone. It does, it does. And I think it's because on the inside, we ended up applying a fillet of 1 millimeter. We'll just leave it as is like this for now. Okay, so we can press forward with the holes. So we're really close to being done with this, aren't we? The last thing that we need to add is what? The holes. We need to add the holes. Okay, so I'm going to pick one corner to start with. And just for ease of use, I'm going to work with the top surface here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select hole. I'm going to select this top surface to place it on. And it's supposed to be a 2 millimeter through hole. So I'm going to select 2 here. And for termination, I'm just going to select through all. So it's going to create a hole through all. Now I have to select the 2 edges that I'm going to reference it to. I'm going to reference it to that edge and that edge. So now I can adjust these measurements. What are those measurements? It looks like it's 1.5, right? 1.5. Okay. Oh, exited out prematurely, so I'm going to go back in and edit feature. This dimension also needs to be converted to 1.5. Now I'm going to click OK, and there's the hole. There is my hole feature on the corner that will match up with the top of the box. But don't I want those on all the corners? Okay, so to do that, I'm simply going to be doing a rectangular pattern again. I'm going to select this feature to pattern, and same thing as the pattern that we did the cutouts for. This is one of the directions, and this is my other direction. That direction is backwards, so I'm going to swap it to be the appropriate direction. What were the values that we had to plug in here? Right, it was the 47 and 17 to get them to pattern correctly to each corner. So now having them patterned into each corner, okay, we can click OK, and we now have our hole features nicely placed exactly where they need to be on our box bottom. And the box bottom is done. It's now ready to mate with the box top and apply a nice seal between the two and fasten them together. Those. So what we can do really quick if we want to get that done is go back into our second fillet here. I'm going to edit feature, and I'm going to change them all to 1 millimeter fillets. Okay, and by doing that, I can now add these 4 edges in because that distance of 3 is big enough to handle 1 millimeter radius fillets. I click OK. Now it looks like what it looks like in the drawing, correct?